In today's video, we find out what happens when Boss Kane meets Boss Subzero NPC inside of Fortnite. This is a fight I've wanted to do since the season release, so let's jump in and see what's going to happen. But if you are new, roughly 98% of you guys that watch aren't subscribed, so tap it and subscribe. And if you haven't already, feel free to pop code POST into your item shop to support me further. There's roughly 400 people using it, so if we could get to 1,000 by this video, that would mean the world to me. So pop in code POST and let's jump in and find out what's going to happen. So, the plan for today's video, we'd have to locate the location of Subzero, hire him by getting some gold, and then take him all the way over to any of Kane's spawn locations. They could be anywhere. We know that Kane could spawn anywhere, but for this example and graph, we've put him over on the south side of the map. So, let's jump in and see what's going to happen. So, first thing we did was jump into the map. Now, we've got to head over and get ourselves some gold. Because to hire Subzero, it's going to require a bunch of gold. So, I'm going to land on this lower side over here, go up here, and we're going to go in Lone Wolf layer to get ourselves gold. Sadly, there's no custom gold available, so basically in custom games you can't get gold, and obviously we want gold for this video to work well, so we're going to need to do that. So that's what we're going to do, and to do that all we got to do is siege the vault. You guys know that these vaults are dead easy to siege, they shouldn't take long to get into, and you can get into them quite quickly if you know what you're doing. So all you got to do is throw on one of the thermites, and then with the thermites on the vault you should be set to go. I'm just spamming them for fun here, it won't make a difference much, but let's just put them all on and break into this vault. So the best way of getting in is obviously using your pickaxe and shooting the damage points on it as well if you can. You can see the damage points that are available to be shot are the ones that already are glowing. You can shoot them or pickaxe them. Both are pretty effective. Pickaxe is more effective, but you do have the risk of getting eliminated by NPCs easier if you are holding your pickaxe. So we're breaking into the vault, so we've got another one here. I'm just going to keep shooting at it because we don't really need the ammo later in the video. Just to make sure I don't get trapped by NPCs. I don't want to get taken down this early. Oh, so you can see like that there. I got absolutely beamed. Oh, I've actually been knocked. What's the chances of that? It was always going to happen, wasn't it? Alright, that NPC just beamed me, but that's okay. My teammate's here to revive me. Another NPC incoming. Let's just quickly revive ourselves with a little bit of health, and then all we got to do is get into this vault. We may as well just get a little bit closer now and shoot this thing open. Come on, there we are. Nice. Only one more bit to go on it, and the vault should open up quite easily. The vault's fairly easy to open. Another one of our teammates down here. We're having an absolute disaster. Usually it's not this bad against these NPCs. It's just we're getting unlucky with this one. Alright, let's revive them up. There we are, and there we are. We are into the vault right now. So if you don't know, in these vaults you can get up to about 1,500 gold per vault. The max you can hold is 5,000, and we're going to need about 500 to hire the actual NPC Subzero. So it shouldn't take long to get the gold. I'm going to let my teammates go ahead and grab the gold because I'm going to just guard them while we do get Subzero. I'm not going to hire him myself because I don't really need to hire him. They can do the hiring for us. We're just going to direct them with what to do. You can see, come on, Darth Vader, get ourselves some gold. Vader, get some gold. Is he? Alright, he's got enough. He's going to head over now and go and hire the Subzero boss. We're going to grab ourselves some as well. You can see just from that alone, I've got 275, another bit there, just under 300. So that wouldn't be enough to hire Subzero in this case, but my teammates have got the gold. So let's rotate over anyway to the location of Subzero. He's not too far away. Grab ourselves some heals as well. They're going to come in handy just in case we do get attacked by any NPCs. And let's go over and see what is going on that other side of the map. So we're now at the location of Subzero. All we've got to do is go up here and hire him. My teammates have already hired him up, and there he is, Subzero. You can see he's following us, and all he's going to do is follow us all the way. If you guys have been living underneath some sort of rock and need yourselves to get a bunch of XP quickly and level up fast, you can head into the map called Toy Box. Inside of here, we've got every single weapon available inside of Fortnite for you guys. You can search the word toy to head inside of here. All the new weapons are in there. And inside of 50 Fashion, we've got a brand new update inside of here with all of the new themes, as well as the new show design, which suits the Japanese style, which we've got this chapter. So do head into 50 Fashion, go and give it a check. You can search the word fashion to find it, or word toy to find Toy Box, or the map codes. Head on in, go and give them a go if you haven't already. Alright, so now I've got myself a car here. This car is going to come in super handy to pick up Subzero. Unfortunately, Subzero is a really strange NPC this season. I thought this was going to be a lot easier, but it's not, because Subzero doesn't teleport. You know, a lot of the NPCs do teleport to your location. However, Subzero doesn't, so he gets stuck a lot. So to get him moving, you really have to get him in the car when he's hired, especially in a public game as well. I advise doing this. And here you can see the vault location is Seaport City in this case, is which we are going to head to. Now we're making our way slowly over to the location of Seaport City. All we've got to do is make sure Subzero stays in the mobile. That's fairly easy to do. He's not going to rotate out of here. Once you're in the car, he won't leave unless you leave the car. Now obviously if we leave the car, then he's going to be glitching again because he doesn't teleport. So you've really got to make sure he's alright. He's probably the most powerful NPC this season, I think, maybe. But he's the most annoying because he doesn't teleport, which means if you rotate fast, he's not going to follow, and he's going to be a long way behind. It means he can get stuck underneath the map, he can glitch out, NPCs fall underneath the map when they're out of render distance. There's a lot of bugs with them. These bugs have been in since NPCs first were introduced in Chapter 2, and they've never been fixed. So the Subzero one is really weird though, because he has melee attacks, it causes him to not want to teleport. I don't know why that's the case, but he just does not teleport. So if you are hiring him in a public lobby, do be aware of that, guys. Okay, we are now at Seaport City. My teammates have already cleared the vault enough. Basically, all we've got to do now is get him here, get him in a good location, and then the wolf should spawn. So I'm going to go in there, start moving a bunch of stuff around so the fight looks nice and we don't want any messy stuff in the way. You can see we've cleared out this area entirely, get some heals as well, and this whole floor is basically fully cleared, ready to go. All we've got to do is break that final piece on the vault, and once the vault does break open, that will actually spawn in the final boss, which is here. Here he is, Kane. Fletcher Kane is inbound. So now it's Kane here. All we've got to do is send in Subzero, who's on the far side over here. We're going to direct him in. Our teammates are going to send him into the fight, and here he goes, Subzero going into the battle versus Fletcher Kane. Who's going to win in this 1v1 situation between the two main geezers this season? Fletcher Kane's in the fight. We've got Subzero. He goes straight in with an ice attack. Unfortunately misses, hitting the wall of the vault. While Subzero does go in with some melee abilities, getting a bunch of damage onto Fletcher Kane and a little ice ability, forcing him back into the air. Then you can see Kane just go for some melee attack using his bat against Subzero, absolutely whacking onto Subzero. And Subzero is pulling back a little bit, taking a bit of damage from Kane, but not a load, just enough to keep him damaged enough. Then Subzero goes in with an ice attack, hits him with the spear. The ice slide is a really cool ability, and then he goes in with an uppercut as well, which does a nice little kick. He also has this really cool ball and chain ice thing. I don't know the official name of it, but it's pretty cool. He goes in with another ice attack, then going in with some more attacks and hitting with the ball and chain uppercut there as well. Subzero again, he's on the table now, Kane, using his bat. There's a pretty cool close combat between these two. He's hitting him with the bat, getting a few hits on Subzero, but Subzero sends him flying back using his ice ability and then backs out of the vault. Kane does go for another location, trying to locate you using his little roar which he has. He's still in his first form, so he will use his pistol, and Subzero does have an SMG as well. He switches into the bat, more combat between these two in close range. Kane goes in with the bat, hitting an extra hit, hitting up Subzero back out of the vault. Subzero goes in with another ice slide, going straight in with the spear and damaging Kane there in the bat. The fight is pretty close between them. As you can see right now, Kane has lost the first wave of his HP, meaning he's going to switch form in a second. You can see he's using his pan cannon as well. That would do a lot of damage to Subzero if it did hit, but it's very difficult for Kane to hit it just because it's a slow fire rate weapon. Then he goes into his other form. He's now officially in his other form. Now he's glowing red. This is when he goes a bit crazy. Watch what he does. He still uses his hand cannon trying to hit on Subzero, but unfortunately not hitting any shots. But when he's in combat with this, look how he moves. He dives around so quickly. Subzero doesn't know what to do. Will he use his SMG or will he use his abilities? He goes back for a melee combat. A nice little uppercut coming in there from Subzero, sending Kane flying again, but Kane rolls straight in. Subzero tries to counter it and gets a little uppercut at the end and then switches to his SMG to deal as much damage and then goes straight in with an ice slide, but unfortunately cancels it. And as Kane begins to roll behind him and gets the elimination straight on the back of Subzero, I did not expect Kane to get the victory that easily. GG, Fletcher Kane. If you get a free moment, don't forget to go and try out Box FFA fashion and let me know what you think of them in the comments.